Welcome back to Untitled Football, another video review. In today's video review and product breakdown, I'll be going over the 2-in-1 shoulder pads. And I've also partnered with them to do a giveaway. Now the giveaway details are going to be in the description of this video. Follow those and you'll be entered to win. Now if you're not familiar with the 2-in-1 shoulder pads, they come in two pieces to form one. They have an exterior shell that you can see that I'm wearing now. And they have a compression vest that you can wear underneath that conforms to your body. Now, without further ado, let's get into the product breakdown. So there's a lot to go over with the 2-in-1 shoulder pads. Right here in my hand, what you see are the two pieces to the 2-in-1 shoulder pads. You have a compression vest, and then you have a protective shell. Now this concept is not new. If you've been a long follower of my channel, you know that I reviewed the Russell Carbon Tex years ago. Now another company bought out the rights to the Carbon Tex after Russell stopped making them. A lot of you guys have asked me about these pads, and here they are, the new 2-in-1. Now there's different options for the outside shell, and we're gonna get into that, and then you have the compression vest. Now what I'm gonna do in today's video review and product breakdown is go over what makes this different than your traditional shoulder pads, the different materials in the different shells, the price points. I'm gonna show you how it looks on, how to put it on. I'm gonna show you how it looks underneath the jersey and over the jersey when you're in full uniform. Now let's go ahead and get started just with the advantages and the differences to a 2-in-1 shoulder pad versus a traditional pad. First, we're going to take a look at just the compression vest alone. Now the fact that these come in two different pieces is going to make for a shoulder pad that's a lot more form-fitting. So that's going to provide you a lot more maneuverability, a lot more flexibility, and a lot more mobility, and a lot more comfort than a traditional shoulder pad. Now compression for some people is going to feel a lot better while playing. That's something that I like. The compression vest is one of the most unique things about this shoulder pads. It's covered in protective pods underneath. The pods are super breathable. You can see all the holes inside the pad, and it forms to your body, inclusive of your torso and your shoulders. On the exterior of the compression vest, you will find Velcro strips on both the body and the shoulders of the pad. This is for the exoskeleton to attach securely to the pad. I'm gonna put on the compression vest so you can see what it looks like underneath the pads. I'll grab the two shells, and then we'll talk a little bit more about those. Now you have a good look at what it looks like with just the compression vest on. Now again, I said I love the compressive feel of this. This is thick padding. We'll see if you can see it from the side just how thick this is. It's probably more padding than I've seen in a traditional pad. Now one of the benefits of having this 2-in-1 pad and just the compression vest is on your full go days, your non-padded days, you can still have this padded compression underneath. Now one of the trade-offs about this compression vest, it's going to be a little bit hotter than your traditional pad because it is compressed to your body. Even with all the breathable holes that you see in this to allow the airflow, you still may feel a little bit more hot. Now let's take a closer look at the side profile of the pad. You can see just how well this fits, and then take a look at the back of the pad as well. Now you've got full coverage all the way through 360 around your body, including underneath your arms right here. That's not something that you're gonna have in a traditional pad. Now let's talk about the two shell options that you have for the 2-in-1 pad. Now on my left to your right, you're gonna see the full carbon shell. Now those of you who are long subscribers to my channel know why I like carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is gonna be very light, very strong. It's gonna disperse the energy very well, and it's also more mobile and gives you a little bit more mobility than something like a poly shell. Now the poly shell advantages are it's still gonna be light, it's still gonna be strong, it's not gonna be as thin. You can see these pads where the carbon is a lot thinner, so you're gonna have more mobility in the carbon besides just the flexibility in the carbon material. But it's also gonna be a cheaper option. So we're gonna get to pricing later in this video, but it's gonna be a cheaper option, so depending on your budget, you may wanna go with a poly shell. Another difference between the carbon shell and the poly shell is gonna be the attachment style, the belts of how you actually secure the pad when it's on. So let's take a look at the carbon pad, and I'll tell you the advantages that I like about that. I'm gonna step up so you can see a closer look at this and how these pads actually attach underneath your arm. Now this is gonna have an infinite adjustment. You can see this compression and this elastic band that you have here clicks in. It's really easy to detach. You just click the buttons and take it out. But it is something that is very easy to put on by yourself to adjust and get that infinite adjustment, something that you may struggle on when you're trying to do that with the traditional belts. Now let's take a look at how easy this goes on. Once you have your compression vest on, then you're just gonna attach the carbon shell, slip it over your head. And now another advantage to this versus a traditional pad is you get a complete custom fit. The compression vest is secure to your body, so that's gonna move with your body. You can adjust how high or low, where you want this on your body, depending on how your body is made and how it fits all your different dimensions. So here, I've got it right where I want it, in the front, on the shoulders, and the back as well. So now, you can take the individual belts. Here's this side. Let me show you how easy this is to adjust by yourself. Now you take these, and that's it. You pull it completely tight. Now, if you guys have seen my videos, you guys know that I always ask my teammates, and some of you probably always ask your teammates, I'm like, help me get that last notch right in there just so I can have my pads as tight as possible. This is not gonna be a problem with the compression vest. It's already tight to your body. And now the pads Velcro, super strong Velcro, to the compression vest, and then you have that finite or infinite adjustment in these. Now what I also like about these is it's very hard, you have nowhere to grab the pad to push up into your body. Now this is not gonna move, right? Even though it's Velcro, it's not gonna move. It doesn't move side to side. You can see the whole vest moving. So that's something that I really like about the carbon version of these pads, the infinite adjustment, and they both of course have the Velcro. Now you can take a look at these pads underneath the jersey, side profile, and the back profile. Now let's take a look at the poly shell and what that looks like underneath the jersey. I'm gonna do the same type of adjustment here. You can already see it's a little bit wider. Get it right sitting on my shoulders. Now I've got the belts underneath, elastic bands to slip through so that the belts stay tight to the shoulder pad. All right, there you go. So yes, it definitely feels a little bit, just a little bit heavier and just a little bit more material. I can feel it in my chest, but you still have so much mobility because of the compression vest. You can see all here, this moves with your body. Here's the front view, side view, and the back view. Now after you've seen both the carbon and poly shells, it's probably a good time to get into how this is gonna impact your wallet. Now the carbon shell is obviously gonna be more expensive, so I'm gonna give you the total price if you order the shell and vest together, as well as if you order the individual parts. As a package, the carbon shell with the vest is gonna run you $725, and the poly shell with the compression vest is gonna run you $350. So you can see just how much a savings it is to get the poly shell. Now if you order these pieces individually, the carbon shell alone is gonna cost you $535. The compression vest is $200, and the poly shell by itself is $180. So you can see there is a marginal savings if you order everything together. Now the back plates are gonna cost you $50 each. All right, now let's take a look at what these look like with the jersey on. So here's what the pads look like underneath a compression jersey. You can see it may be a little bit bulkier than some of the traditional pads, but you're still gonna have that same mobility that I talked about versus a traditional pad, and it's still gonna have that compressive feel. Now, one of the big differences, one of the huge trade-offs of this pad is I am unable to put on a jersey by myself. With a traditional pad, you take the shoulder pad, you put it inside the compression jersey, and then you put it on as a unit. Now with this, I like to put on the compression vest first, situate the carbon fiber shell, and then you've got to stretch and have a partner to help you stretch the compression jersey over these shoulder pads. Taking it off is going to be a very similar challenge. You're going to have help taking the compression jersey off of the pad and then removing the rest of it by yourself. Now I'm going to give you a 360 view so you can see one final look of what these pads look like underneath the jersey.